Alright, it is almost that time of year again, so we are going to make one of my favorite vegan Super Bowl snacks, loaded potato skins. So there was a time not too long ago when I thought I would never have potato skins again, but fortunately vegan cheese and vegan sour cream have both come a long way, and I could not be more excited about it. If you want to follow along with the recipe, check the description below. I will post the link there. Now let's get into it. For this recipe, we're going to be using 4 russet potatoes. I highly recommend that you use russet potatoes or something very similar to russet potatoes. I would not use something with a waxy skin like Yukon Gold. I love Yukon Gold, but they're not quite the right texture for this recipe. We're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and then we're going to wash the potatoes and poke holes in the skins. And then we'll just bake these potatoes on a baking tray for about an hour, turning the potatoes halfway through. You may need more or less than an hour. Just press gently on the corners of the potatoes to see if they're done. They should be a little soft. Alright, once they're done, we're going to let them cool until they can be handled, and then we're going to turn up the oven temperature to 425 degrees. So now we're going to cut the potatoes in half lengthwise and then scoop out most of the flesh. I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch of flesh inside the skin just to hold everything together. And you don't need to toss out the flesh of the potatoes, by the way. You know, save it for mashed potatoes, potato soup, whatever you want to make with it. Okay, so now I'm going to melt 1/4 cup of vegan butter on the stove, and then I'll mix in 1 teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. And I'm going to brush that all over the potato skins, inside and outside. And then they'll go back on the baking tray and bake again for about 15 minutes or until the flesh is just starting to turn golden. Once those are baked, most of the hard work is done. We just need to top them. So when I was making this recipe, I tried putting the vegan cheddars directly on top of the potato skins and melting them in the oven, but that didn't turn out too well, to be honest. So I ended up melting the cheeses on the stove and then spooning it over top of the potato skins. The cheese came out so melty and stretchy, it was amazing. So my other secret here is that I'm using a blend of 2 vegan cheddars, which is Miyoko's and Violife. If you could only get one, I would definitely go with the Miyoko's because it has a stronger flavor and it just works better with the potato skins overall. The Violife tastes good on its own, but when you put it on the potato skins, it just kind of blends in with the flavor of the potato skins. But in my opinion, the absolute best is the combination of the 2. So now I'm just adding some chopped sun-dried tomatoes in place of bacon. I never really liked the taste of bacon, but if you do, there are some store-bought bacon bits which are accidentally vegan, so you could always use those if you prefer. For the sour cream, I'm using Kite Hill, which is my absolute favorite, and I highly recommend that you use that brand. I've tried some others and they're just not as good. And finally, I am just topping everything with some chives. They're so good. I do not miss restaurant potato skins at all now that I can make these. And if you're gonna make these, feel free to change up the toppings to whatever you want. You can put diced green pepper, tomatoes, corn, you can put vegan chili, guacamole, I don't know, whatever you want. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will enjoy this recipe as much as I do, and I'll see you in the next one.